Hello. Hopefully you've realised that I broke something. Okay. Bear with me, people. I'm trying to fix it and get everything back up and running again. Okay, that died. There should be another one coming on. That's wrong. Got the wrong thing on it. Shouldn't be that. Oh, get rid of that. Oh, okay. Okay. Annie's back. Thank you, everyone. I do apologise. Earlier today, I had to sort some bits out for another bit of Wi-Fi, and I've got something plugged in, and it's not really permanently sorted. And I kicked it with my foot, killed the internet, killed my live stream. Brilliant. But we're back on, so thank you for rejoining me. And I do apologise for that rude interruption. Not ideal. And now I've got like tabs open everywhere. Why it wouldn't just reconnect, I don't know, but it just killed that feed. I couldn't reconnect to the feed, even though I got the internet back on, it wouldn't let me reconnect to it, which was a bit of a shame. Okay, I think that's it all working. Yeah, it happens. Luckily, all of my rigs carry on working because I'm remotely connected to them, but they've all got their own little PC. So they've either got my main rigs run off of a tower PC that's actually in here, so that was fine. That kept going. And my EQ6 and my rig outside are both controlled by Mealy PCs, which I just remote to get them working. So luckily, I didn't kill all of my imaging as well. Although that could happen because the other day in the high wind, we had about 3 power cuts, one after the other, which a bit of a nightmare. Not something you want. And the PCs don't like it at all. But yeah, hopefully we won't be getting any of that. Okay. I do not have a rotator here. No, I just used in Nina. You've got manual rotation. I don't know if you've seen that. So basically, in the settings, you can tell it to slew and center and rotate, and basically it will just do an extra plate solving and tell you how many degrees to twist the camera to rotate it, and it will keep doing that until it's bang on, and then it will do another center, and then it will start imaging. That works really well. Yeah, the rotators are expensive. I've had a look at a few. I've looked at the Pegasus one and that lot. Yeah, not a nice thing to have, but I've managed really quite well not to have to use one. So, like tonight, when on Pleaides, I just used the image file and plate solved so that I could get the same, because I'm adding this to another one. Yeah, I use the manual rotation on that. Works really well. Ooh, good for you. I hope you can get some pictures of Jupiter. Planetary is something I've not done yet. I really need to. You need a UPS for your setup. What's it? Oh, I'm going to ask you. Come on in. What's a UPS? Clouds again, Jeremy. Unlucky son. There's nothing worse. The bane of our hobby. There's supposed to be a lot of things I need, you know, Bob. Hello, Ian. Nice to see you. Okay, we are imaging. On the left, we've got NGC 1333. Which is also known as the Embryo Nebula. On the right, we're shooting, it's actually a wide field shot, although I've just zoomed it in so people can have a look at it. We're on Pleaides, that's with a rig that's outside, which is the 70 EDQ, and that's being shot with a one-shot colour camera, no filters, just UV-IR cut. And then we've also got, and if I can find out the right one, if I shut that, this here is a star forming region called IC 348 in the Perseus constellation, which I'm having a go at with the VX6 and EQ6R Pro. I was having a lot of trouble this evening earlier on with my EQ6. For some reason, it just did not want to guide at all. It was all over the place. It settled down to 0.62, so not too bad in the end, but we were all over the place. We really were. The Chem 26 is guiding at 0.21, which is absolutely amazing, but it hasn't got much of a scope on there for no weight anyway. And the EQ8R Pro is sitting at 0.39. So I've got some nice guiding, but it's lovely seeing tonight. Very clear. An uninterruptible power supply. Yeah, that's... do you know what? That is a good idea, actually. Keeps you up for a small amount of time. Battery backup. Yeah. Simon, yeah, sorry, mate. I kicked the internet off like a knob. Never mind. It's okay, mate. It's settled down to 0.6. I was just talking about it, actually. The Chem 26, mate, is guiding like a beast. Chem 26 is guiding at 0.2, which is amazing. The EQ6R Pro is guiding at 0.63, which I'm more than happy with. So that's fine. Yeah, maybe we can talk about that, Bob, over a pint on Wednesday, if you know anything about that. I wonder what that'll cost me. A battery backup for this place. Crikey, I can't imagine. I suppose, do you actually just have a certain number of sockets that are covered by it? I'd have to really think about that, how I'd work that. Trying to think the amount of batteries I'd need for this. I've got underfloor heating, cost me a fortune. I have to give Elon Musk a ring, say, look, you've been ruining the skies, but is there any chance I could have a floor pan out of one of your Teslas to power my observatory? Do you reckon he'll come up for it? Wonder if I can get him to sponsor me. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? God, that'd be contentious, wouldn't it? Can you imagine it? Sponsored by Elon Musk. Everyone would be like, oh, wow, yeah, that's the bloke who puts all the satellites in the sky. It's lubricated it, Simon. That HEQ5, mate, beast of a little mount, that is. Such a lovely little mount. And I had such fun hypertuning that little thing. It was great to work on. Yeah, really nice, really nice. And I'm glad I've been guiding at 0.29. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. I made that smaller, didn't I? Let's get that back to the size it was. There we go. That'll look better. Bing. I'll tell you what, the Pleaides is going to look amazing when it's finished, because I got an hour and a half on it the other night, and I'm now going to do a whole night on it, and I think the dust detail that's going to come out is going to be something else. Going into the astro rabbit hole. Tell you what, Corin, I'm in that rabbit hole, man. I'm so deep, it's unreal. There's no way back. Once you're in it, you're in it. Thank you, everyone, for coming back to the feed. I'm really sorry I lost you. I can see that actually the numbers are coming back. There's 25, 26 people watching. Yeah, I knocked the internet off with my big foot. Sorry. Got it working again though. What an absolutely gorgeous night it is out there. Pleaides is 60 seconds, Simon. Yeah, that's a good idea, Astro. You know, it's something I've not looked into or know. I don't know a lot about it. I definitely will have a look at it though. I've been talking to someone about putting some solar panels on my van actually. So maybe if I do that and go down that route, I'll have a look at something similar for the observatory, which would give me just a little bit of a backup should I get a power out. The main thing for the power out is that if it kicks in straight away, it's whether you lose anything or not, because obviously don't want the PCs to go down like that, you know, just power off. It's not great for them. The rabbit hole, I know the feeling. Yeah, it's a deep old rabbit hole, that's for sure. Amazing, you're doing several different images talking. I will talk to you in a second about that, Jeremy. I'll go through all of the rigs. That's no problem. See you in a bit, Elko. Thank you. Astrovino, I meant to ask, you mentioned cloud watching. What device are you planning? Something commercial or bespoke? Yeah, I've had a look at bespoke stuff, and it's a lot cheaper, but complicated. Not always, not as simple as it looks. So Lunatico do a cloud watcher unit that I know a few people have used successfully, especially with Nina, and the same system that I've got with my Arduino and the roof. You just set up, it works with an ASCOM driver in Nina, with like a safety monitor, so it just looks whether or not the conditions are safe or not safe, and basically it'll even pause the imaging, park your scopes, shut the roof and hold it in a holding state, and if it should clear again it'll let it start up again. So that's what I'm looking to get one of them. APC back, UPS speeds, UPS battery backup, surge protector. Bob, are you on commission? 65 quid. That's not bad actually when you think about it. That's really good, isn't it? Backup and surge protector. That's a bloody good idea. Oh, that's really good. Thank you for letting me know that, Astrovino. That's brilliant. It's a Black Friday deal. Oh Christ. My wife will kill me. If she's watching this live feed now, she's must be already sharpening the knife. So, yeah, okay. That's brilliant. So you run it through the UPS. So even if the mains goes out, right, yep, and that just keeps it going until it either runs out or whatever. That's brilliant. That's really good. You know what I'm going to do now, don't you? I'm going to have a look. God, I'm going to get in so much trouble. How deep is this rabbit hole? It's deep. BX750 MI. Okay, would that be enough to run it? That would run the PC with it. Ooh. Ooh. Automated voltage regulator. Alright, you've got different sizes. So that's 750 VA, 410 watt. Cool, look at that one there. 2,200. I wonder what I'd need. I wonder what size I'd need. I suppose the bigger you get, the longer it'll last and the more it'll power. Oh man. I love this. Chris, shush. Customers like the ease of setup and build quality of the uninterruptible power supply. They mention it's simple and manages for about 10 minutes straight away. Customers are also happy with the value for money. However, some customers have reported issues with battery life, smell, and temperature control. They also disagree on its functionality. Okay. They got. I love these pictures. They've got some DIY pictures of people's setups, and they just look like wires from hell. Okay, this is definitely one for the sit down and have a good read up and decide what is the best thing to have, because there's a lot here, and it's getting the right one, getting the one that would work right with what I've got. You know what they say, buy cheap, buy twice. Everyone's excited about this. Everyone wants one. Joshua, APC usually has a size selector on the main website. Yes, yes. I need to go to the main website now, don't I? Oh, this one looks good. £161 though. 1600 VA UPS AIC shut down. Battery backup during power outages and unsafe voltage fluctuations. So the Eton Eclipse Pro has 4 outlets with surge protection and battery backup. 4 sockets with low voltage protection only. So you get 4 with the backup, 4 with just protection. I wonder if you get the plugs with them, because they all look like the 3-pin sort of computer plug, and you'd have to take your plugs off and connect them to this, rewire them. Oh, look at that, it comes with a control panel. Oh, nice. Yep, saying nothing, but calc your PC power output with monitor. Use a smart plug to see the throughput and see the UPS requirement. I will do that, thank you very much. My computer's a bit of a beast. I'm not sure what it runs at, but it runs high because it's a big one that I built. But I will do some research on this, and I think this will definitely be something that I'll look at. Because looking at the wattage, I mean, I've got 750 watt power PSU in the computer alone, and I think that was what I had to get to run everything I wanted. See Astronomy, hi. Right, Jeremy, back to you. Let me tell you my 4 rigs, what is running. So what we got on the Embryo Nebula is my main rig, which is my EQ8R Pro, which is on a permanent pier. It's the black one on the left. On there we got the carbon fibre CT10, which has got the Nexus coma corrector, reducing coma corrector in it, so it's taking it from 1200 down to 900 millimeters, and it's taking it from f4.8 to f3.6. On top of it, I've got a Z61, Zenith Star 61, which is its guide scope. And I'm running the camera I'm running on it is the 2600 mono by ZWO, and that's on a Pegasus Indigo filter wheel with 2-inch filters. I've got the Optolong LRGB filters in there and Altaire's 3nm SHO filters. As they all sitting on the EQ8R Pro, and it's being run with a small mini tower PC in here, and it's got a Pegasus Powerbox Advance on there, powering everything off of that. The other rig next to it is EQ6R Pro, and that's got another Orion Optics Newtonian scope, which is the VX6, which is a 6-inch scope. Focal length is 750 millimeters, and it's got the 294mm Pro camera with ZWO 36mm unmounted filters in there, and they are all Antlia filters, LRGB, they're Pro V, and they're SHO 3nm filters. It's got an off-axis guider on it, which is the only reason why it's got that is because that's the OAG large by ZWA, which bolts to that filter wheel, so it's a really sturdy setup. Works really well, really nice. When the EQ6 is guiding, if you weren't here earlier, my EQ6 was having a hissy fit, but it's okay now. It seems to have sorted itself out. Outside, I've got an Ioptron CEM26 center. Oh, crikey, I've forgotten what they're called now. Anyway, Chem 26. Excellent mount. It's for center equatorial mount, and that's guiding really, really well. And on top of that, I've got the Altair 70 EDQ, which is 350mm f5 scope. Refractor, and the camera I've got in there is their full frame 24 CFX, and no filters, just shooting on Pleaides, 60-second subs, going really well. And then the other rig I've got out there is a 533 MC by ZWO, which is bolted actually to a filter wheel with an EOS Canon adapter. So it's got a Canon style lens on there. It's actually by it's a Sigma Art lens, and it's 24-70. I've got it on f4. I've got it opened up to 70mm. It does go to f2.8, but keep the stars in a good shape. I've gone for f4. Got UV-IR cut filter in there, and that's sitting on top of the Move Shoot Move Nomad tracker. Doing all really well. That's all powered by a V-mount battery, and that's all running nicely, and that's doing Barnards loop, and that's all the gear. Let's have a look. 1000-watt PSU. It depends on how much it's consuming. Usually you will be surprised how little it can use if you're not running full throttle. Excellent. Yeah, it depends what you're doing really with the PC. I mean, when I'm imaging, it's not doing much at all. In fact, the main PC I don't use for imaging. I literally just use it for editing, but I use it to do my YouTube streaming, etc., and that. But the actual little PC doesn't use much power at all. The main thing would be getting the power to all the things, but I run everything from a Nevada power supply unit in here, which is a 30 amp observatory power unit. So I suppose I would have to power that, power the PC, and that would be it, because I don't really need powering anything else in here if there's a power cut. So that would just keep everything running nicely. So, interesting. I'm definitely going to look at it. I'm going to just see what the best thing to get would be. See what I'd need. Hopefully I answered all your questions, Jeremy. There was quite a lot of stuff there. A lot of gear. Oh, the imaging's going very well tonight. I think Pleaides, when I get this stacked, is going to look amazing, because the hour and a half I got a really good image. And now I'm going to have quite a few hours on it. So, mind you, it's going to take some stacking with 60-second subs. Yep, you can blame me, mate. It's no problem. It's not going to get wet. I've looked at the forecast. I'm going to look at it again. I'm going to look at weather radar. Now, last time it did sort of show a bit of cloud about, but we were a bit unlucky that one of those clouds had some snow hidden in it. But if you look at the forecast for tonight, there is literally no cloud. It is literally clear, and it goes to sunshine tomorrow. There's a little bit of very high cloud, no rain in it at all. Yep, you're fine, honestly. And that cloud's coming over, what, to about 3 o'clock. A little bit of high cloud. Must be muck up a few subs. Oh, that's all right, Jeremy. And Jeremy, mate, if you've got any questions, you know, you can always just send me a message or email or something, and I'll be more than happy to let you know. Chat to Ian on Wednesdays. Ian got a UPS, do you know, Bob? Because, yeah, that would be good. If he's got something, he could actually give me sort of hands-on advice of what he's got. I mean, obviously, I've had some great advice tonight anyway, so, yeah, a little bit more detail would help. Hi, Mark. No, Mark. It's snowed in the observatory. I had no idea until the morning. The roof was closed, but there was snow inside the observatory. No, luckily, I checked the security cameras. It snowed at about just after 4 a.m. and it was finished by like 5:30, and it wasn't heavy. It was a little covering. Everything was fine. I toweled it all off, dried it all out, and yeah, everything was working, as you can see. But yeah, it's meant that on Wednesday when I go to Altair, I'm going to be putting in an order for a Lunatico Cloud Watcher, because I need that extra security to make sure that when the weather decides to catch me out, I've got something that's going to close the roof, because I need my beauty sleep. I can't sit up all night long. I might have been able to years ago, but not now. I need my sleep. Come to think of it, I can't wait for my sleep tonight, because I've got a brand new pillow. Brand new pillow turned up today, and I'm looking forward to sleeping. Yeah, the rig outside, that is an issue, Simon. You're right there. That's very true. We just have to... But tonight, look, do you know what? In all the years I've done my Astro, so from 2019, that is the first time I've been caught out with weather. So that's not bad. That's not bad. And you know, Simon, they do... Lunatico do a little portable cloud watcher that you can do that for outside rigs, and what it does, it doesn't obviously shut a roof because your rig's outside, but it sends you an alarm. But what you can do within the Lunatico cloud watcher is you can do it through ground station in Nina as well, that if it does say it's unsafe and it shuts the roof, it can send you a text or an alert to let you know that that's happened. So if you've got a rig outside, yeah, you're going to have to get up, obviously, but it means that not only does your roof close, but you know it's closed. It's going to tell you, and then you can go out and, I don't know, chuck a toilet tent over your outside rig, or take it indoors, whatever it is you do when the weather changes. There's stuff out there for everything. You're obsessed now, Simon, aren't you? Now your rig got wet. All my rigs got wet. They're okay. I'm sure yours is okay. Well, you're guiding at, what was it, 0.29. It's fine. It's done it a world of good. Yeah. It's called comfort. It's called comfort. Mate, that's nothing. When we next go over to Helmingham Hall, I'm going to tell you about the thermals I've bought. So I've actually got some long johns and thermal vests to wear under my clothes so that I can't get cold. I've turned into a right softie, I tell you. It's moving out here in the country. That's what's done it to me. It's harsh out here. Oh, look, I'm yawning. It's not good. What is it? Coming up to 11. Right. I'm going to take a break in a second. I'm going to go and get a coffee. I'm going to go get a coffee. Crikey, I've just got an alert. Damon Scott in. He's doing videos, like literally, daily. He's really going for it. I don't know how long he'll be able to keep it up for though, because anybody that does YouTube, and I know Simon knows this as well, it's hard work. It's hard work. Aren't they designed for outdoor use? Well, they are, but they're not designed to be rained on, I think. It's changing filters. You townies are too soft. That should be followed by, Karen, get my gun. Town folk approaching. Yeah, we are too soft. Can't handle it. See astronomy, coffee, yeah, good shout. The wife's old tights, mate. They keep you warm. Bob, I'm sure you'll have something to say if I went out imaging with you and I had your wife's tights on. I don't think you would, you know. Or do you mean my wife's tights? Because she don't wear any. Pretty old. I am getting on, Corinne. This is true. 60 is approaching fast. Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, I will definitely look into that. It definitely looks like a very good idea. And because there's nothing worse than an outage like that, you know, it just ruins everything. So I'm just going to have a tot up really of what it would need to run it all. If I was imaging one night and we had a power cut, so it could keep going, it wouldn't crash it all. And yeah, I'm going to see if I can do that, because it is another consideration, because as well with the observatory, that the obviously if you have a power cut, the roof won't close. All your secrets are coming out now. Not secrets. Oh, Corin, you're looking great for someone at 63, mate. Well done. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm close. I'm not there yet. No, I'm not telling you. I was born in a very special year. England won the World Cup. That camera's amazing. Look, it's following me. Simon, I'm just about to charge them up for another use. I've been using them so much, I've worn them out. But they last hours, mate. They last absolutely hours. Very, very good. Oh, it's lost me. That's what happens if you move quick or turn your head away. It loses your face, and then that's your lot. They're not secrets. Right, I am going to look at that beautiful clear night. Look at those scopes there showing. Just what a lovely clear night that is. It's about time. We've been waiting a long time for some clear skies. At last we've got some. 64. 64 young Bob. 60's the new 40. I've said it. Okay, I am. What, the 60 is a new 40? Oil of Ulay. Well, it's filters actually. I use filters. That's what it is. I'm cheating. Nugsy, that 130 PDS you've bought, mate, you're gonna love that scope. That's a absolutely fantastic little scope, and the images that can bring back are just brilliant. It's bang for buck. It takes a hell of a lot to beat. Hell of a lot to beat. Oh, Simon, I bet you, yeah, I bet your heart skipped a beat. Yeah, it's a really nice scope, mate. Honestly, and it's a lot of fun modding it. I mean, I've got a couple of videos on the mods I've done to my 130 PDS. You know, flocking it and yeah, just loads of little things that you can do to them. Brilliant little scope. And I've taken some cracking images with the 130 PDS. Yeah, and like I say, I brand new mine was, and it was £179. They've gone up in price since then. But yeah, I highly recommend that, and I think, you know, if you can get your head around the collimation, they're not hard to collimate them because they're not too fast. You're just going to get fantastic results for, you know, a good price. And I mean, you got yours for less than £100. Absolute bargain, mate. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Right then, I've got to go. I've got to get a coffee. I've got to check on the rigs outside. I will be back very shortly. No laughing, Simon. Got to wrap up all. changed my mind. I went for a cup of tea. So it's all going well outside. The rigs outside are doing a great job. It's all going good. Got a snack as well. Got some crisps. I really should rename these, but that one not sure how that's not looking too clever at the moment. Let's have a see what's going on with that. It's going to be interesting. Seems to be like a lot of light over there. There's just something about that. I'll have to have a look at that. This is one of those targets you can't really see much with the individual subs, but I think stacked that'd be a lot more interesting. We shall see. Thank you, Corinne. Take care, mate. Good night to you. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. Hopefully you'll get some clear skies soon, sir. I'm looking at that picture from our observatory. I can see some clouds. Not supposed to be any. We have to go outside and have a look in a minute. Hopefully they're just passing by. Right. No, I don't carry a spectrometer, infrared. I've got most things. I haven't got one of them. Hello, John. Oh, I take it you're in another part of the world, so it was light, was it, while I was imaging in the dark? So we're 52 degrees north. We're now getting dark. Well, it's dark from about 5 o'clock really, half 4, 5. Astronomical dark at 6. That runs all the way through till about 5:30 in the morning. It'll just get longer and longer. And we end up with about 14 hours of astronomical dark, I think, at the longest part of the night in the winter. Let's have a look at the rigs and see. I'll just go a little close up myself. They're so underwhelming, the NGC 1333 Embryo Nebula. Never get much out of that. The red shows a bit more, plus a satellite by the looks of it. There's the luminance. You can see the cloud shape and everything. It's all in there. That's green. That's blue. And then hydrogen. Oh, alpha. Here we go. It looks like we have a meridian flip occurring. I won't be looking at that anymore then. There she blows. Linus Astro, my other account. Excellent. Well, thank you for coming back with your other account. I appreciate that. So the EQ6 on the, sorry, not the EQ6. I was to say EQ8R Pro with the CT10 on top. You can see the little blue light there from the Pegasus Astro power box, doing its meridian flip. Good to be here for it because. You want to make sure it centers it again. I know a lot of people have problems with flips. Things don't work. Sometimes it can fail to recenter the target, which is really annoying if it does that. Most of the time though, my flips work fine. And it carries on the imaging no problem. Okay, so it's now going to try and recenter that target. I wonder if any of the others are it's the HA, isn't it? It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that one. Meridian flip between 23:23 and 23:28, so that is going to do a flip at some point in the next half an hour. But at the moment that's still going okay, and we're guiding at 0.64, so everything is looking okay with the EQ6, which is great. We're going to flick back now to the rig outside, which is on Pleaides, which is just literally smashing through. I'm just going to have so much data to stack, it's going to take all day. Meridian flip again, 23:27 to 23:32, so that's due to do a flip in the next quarter of an hour or so. So we got flips going on all over the place. That's because I basically, when I was picking my targets, they were all east, northeast, and low, coming up through the night. So oh, what's your framing like on that, Simon? Is it all right? Is that with the Ascar 400? Oh, what a lovely cup of tea. What I'm really hoping with Pleaides. Oh yeah, I'll have a look. Because I've got an hour and a half and I started to get the dust in the background. I was quite excited with that, and that's what's made me go back on that tonight. And I'm really hoping, yeah, I'm going to get some really nice dust detail with that lovely blue Pleaides illuminating the dust. I'm looking forward to that. Let's get this coat off before I get too hot. So I'll get too hot. It's nice and warm in here. Proper warm room. Can't be more comfortable. I'm very lucky. Just doing focus. Nice. Is that HEQ5 still guiding really well? And it was guiding lovely earlier. And it looks like me and you are going to have to sit down with our EQ6s and give them a little bit of TLC. Get them working right. No, good, mate. I'm really pleased by that. We'll get the EQ6R Pro working as well. Looks like I've got to look at mine as well, so. I don't know if you guys are interested, but Simon and I have actually had a chat. Simon wants to take his EQ6R Pro apart like I did with mine, give it a sort of a tune-up, a re-grease, get the original grease out, re-grease it, and replace bearings, etc. Give it a bit of a hyper tune. So yeah, we've had a chat and we've discussed possibly doing it as a feed, as a live feed, actually doing it. So we'll get ourselves set up and see if we can do it. You can watch me break his mount. Did I say that out loud? I won't break your mount, Simon, promise. You will be signing a disclaimer before we start though. I'm trying to think when I bought my EQ6R Pro. I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 years ago. So it's done a lot of work. You know, it's work night after night after night. I mean, I know I am someone that if it's clear, I'm imaging. Okay, it's been out about 6 times. No, the UK weather isn't as bad as that. It's quite funny actually. I think some people think we have horrendous weather for this hobby, and we don't have the best. That's for sure. But we do get clear nights. I think it's been in a position to be able to just make the most of every time it is clear you can image. That's part of the reason why I've got an observatory. It gives you that ability that you can just jump on it straight away. What do you think of the uninterrupted power supply idea, Simon? You're going to get one as well? that is really harsh, that you're going to get 100% cloud coverage up until at least the 1st of December. Well, I really do hope that they've got the forecast wrong and it clears up before then. What's your Bortle scale like? Are you got nice dark skies where you are? Right, what have I done to the picture on the right there? I've just looked at it and realised that it's not quite showing me what I want it to show. Oh, it's because I did that. It's because I was looking at when the meridian flip was going to happen, which is very soon, I think. Okay, let's just have a quick look at the... Now that it's taken some images, let's have a look at the embryo and see where it's positioned on the screen. Zoom out. Oh, that's lovely. That's still centered. So it's done a meridian flip, recentered, lovely. It looks like the EQ6 was imaging. Oh no, these chem. Yeah, now this is something I find quite funny. The chem 26, and I don't know why, and I'm going to look at it because I've got to find out why. But for some reason, the mount. The Nina for some reason doesn't pause the imaging when and it does its flip like while it's imaging, and I mean, you know, you could call it art, or yeah, but basically, yeah, it's done its flip while imaging, so you end up with one sub being completely ruined. I don't understand it. I don't know why it does it, but it does. It's still imaging now. Dizzle was skipped because PhD lost the guide star. No, really, you wouldn't Adam and Eve it, would you? God, dear, oh dear, dear, oh dear. God knows what it's trying to do at the moment. I'm gonna have to go. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go out and find out what it's playing at. It's either that or I find there's an owl sitting on top of the scope. It's a 4 in town, but I can drive about 30 minutes away and it's a 1. Well, that's amazing, mate. I mean, I'm a Bortle 4. Well, I would say it's Bortle 3, 2, 4. It's pretty dark here. We've got no light pollution, no street lights or anything like that. So, very lucky. I don't know if I've got a Bortle 1 close to me. I could most probably find a Bortle 2, but that's about it. Let's have a look. Oh, that looks really nice, Simon. Simon's just shared his picture of Pleaides. You ain't going to see that. Of Pleaides, his framing. Yeah, that looks cool, mate. Nice. Hopefully you'll get some nice detail on that. How long of subs are you doing? You doing the same as me, like 60 seconds? Also makes a difference. Up and running 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Up and running in 5 to 10 minutes. It don't really matter how long you're up and running. If you're sitting on the sofa and you just remote in and get it working from that, it's a dream. It's a dream. Very fortunate. Very fortunate. So anyway, as you can see, I do think it's quite funny, but the Chem 26 rig. Is doing what's doing that's the EQ6R Pro. That is now doing its flip. So let me show you. We'll get that up. Let's just shut that down. So the EQ6R Pro is doing its flip, and it's paused the imaging and everything and the guiding, and it just does it normally. But for some reason, and I don't know why, and I've looked at it. I haven't looked at it in depth, but I have looked at it. But my mobile rig with the Chem 26, it does not pause the imaging. It just carries on imaging while it's doing the meridian flip. So that's just before the meridian flip. That's the start of the meridian flip. And it's just basically carried on imaging through the whole flip, recentered, and now it's continuing its image, saying dithering has stopped. I bet it hasn't even restarted the guiding. I need to look at it. There's definitely a setting that's not quite right. Yeah, it's lost the star. It hasn't reset the star or anything. It's just literally the Chem 26 for some reason. Brilliant mount. I can't knock it at all. I mean, the guiding on this mount is just superb. And it does the meridian flip. Doesn't have a problem with that. But it just for some reason does this weird thing where it won't stop imaging while it's doing it. So what's it at? 0.4. I think that's going to come down. It's going to settle. Oh no, it's gone to 0.6. Here we go, it's settling down now. Yeah, it guides brilliantly, Chem 26, especially with the 70 EDQ. It's down to 0.59, 0.58. It's just coming down and down and down. It's just going to come all the way down. So, yeah, brilliant little mount. Nice and light. If I didn't have it, I'd mostly go for something like the HEM 15 or an AM5 or something like that. I'd definitely go for like a strain wave mount, no counterweights. But it's only got one counterweight on it. It's not as if it's a massively heavy rig or anything. And it's perfect for in the garden. So, yeah, works brilliantly. That's my little mobile rig, as I say. Nice. So, Simon, you're guiding at 0.27. Lovely. 60 seconds, nice, well done. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm at F5. I can't remember what your ASCAR focal F ratio was. Can you remember what it was, Simon? It's a similar, isn't it? It's not much different. Back again, it's not clear, but we've got a bunch of SR files to work on. Nice. I'll tell you what, when I see that you got a 30-minute drive to Bortle 1, that'd be me all day long. I'd go there. I mean, Bortle 1, that's just going to give you the best image ever, isn't it? How nice. Right, well, looks like, let's have a look at that one first of all. Right, so Pleaides recentered, no problem. We better check the other one. It looks like it done its flip and then it's that's not guiding, mate. That is horrendous. What is that? What the hell was that doing? Okay, it didn't like it. Let's see if we can sort the guiding out. It's one thing after another tonight, isn't it? Point 0.7. If it keeps coming down, I'll be happy. No, that went to 0.9, 0.1. Come on. Sort yourself out. Like you, Simon, my EQ6 is not performing how it should, so we shall definitely be looking. That's not a good star shape though. If you look at that there, the reading on that star, that is poor, so we need to change the star that it's guiding on. No, it looks like it's out of focus. That's out of focus. Hold on a second. Let's stop this, because that is out of focus. That's why it's not guiding. Did it not refocus after the flip? Let's make sure it's going to do the HA next. Let's have a look at the focus. F5.6, leaving it running, hitting the sack. Got work tomorrow if it rains. Phone me, Glenn. Night all. I'll ring you, mate. Don't worry. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. If you've got a Newtonian or any scope with diffraction spikes and it's out of focus, you can tell because you get double there. You got double. So that's really good because I can see straight away that is out of focus. No two ways about it. Right, so what I'm going to do, we're going to go back to that. Right, we need to just adjust the focus. That's what I'm going to do. What it should have done, what it would have done, it would have done that image, realised it was out of focus, and then it would have gone for a focus routine, but we would have wasted 5 minutes taking an out of focus HA picture, which is pretty pointless. Okay, we'll stop that there. We'll do an autofocus and then we'll get that going again. What's that? El Cogelis. I've posted some images on Facebook. Cool. Have I got you on? I hope I've got you on Facebook. If not, what page will you be posting them on? Let us know. Definitely like to have a look. I'll let you see what I'm doing on the VX6. Hang on a second. I've just realised I was looking at a different screen when I was talking to you about the diffraction spikes that you get when it's out of focus. You don't get a single line, you get double line. And I had all four spikes were double lined, so that shows me that it's out of focus. And of course, I knew something was up because the guiding went way high, haywire, and of course the off-axis guider is reliant on the focus of the scope. So if the scope's not in focus, the off-axis guider's not in focus, and then it won't run. Okay, it's not finished yet. So you see, you get your double, you get your diffraction spikes are doubled, and that shows you it's out of focus. It's working its way up this curve, and then it should go back, and it should be a nice in focus image. Started at an HFR of 2.11. Hopefully we can get a bit lower. Parabolic R squared 99. This should pop it back in focus. 211 to 1.97. That's good. We got it actually a bit sharper, so that's nice. Okay, what we're going to do, HFR, I'm actually going to redo that start. That's a good shape. Clear that. Okay, and we'll clear that. We'll go back to the routine. Everything's in place. If we just push play, it should start imaging on the hydrogen alpha. Cool. And there we go. We've got a nice sharp star there. And the guiding's back to point. Oh, it's 0.4. It's actually coming down. 0.5. That's nice. That's good. The imaging's got the old guiding sorted itself out at last, which is nice to know. Pleaides is plodding along lovely, as is the embryo nebula. Ian, I'll look forward to your live stream with Simon. I have a Skywatcher EQ35 Pro and it's not guiding right. I think it definitely needs some light grease in there. Yeah, the unfortunate thing with the Skywatcher mounts is I don't think their quality control is high. When I got my HEQ5, I can't blame this on Skywatcher because it was used, but it was a mess. The guiding was just horrendous, and when I took it apart, the bearings in there they had no name on them, so I don't know what make they were, but a couple of them were the seals were leaking, and all the oil and grease had come out of them, and there was like a tarry, sticky grease everywhere. It wasn't good, so give that a good clean. Brand new SKF bearings. I use the Super Lube, which some people have said to me don't use that, but I did my EQ6R Pro and the HEQ5 quite a few years ago, about 3 odd years ago, and they've been brilliant. You know, Simon still uses the HEQ5 now, not had any problems at all. Are you talking about the Chem 26, the odd meridian behaviour where it carries? I think it's something to do in Nina where it just carries on imaging while the flip's happening, and I don't have it on any of my other setups. It's only that one, and I'm going to investigate it. I tell you, I don't know why it's doing it. But anyway, yeah. Getting back to the mounts, I've used the Super Lube grease, and that's worked really well. No problem at all, as long as you're in the right temperature zones. Obviously the UK, we don't get any real major extremes. If you live somewhere where you get massive extremes, you may have to think of a different grease, a grease that's not going to be affected by it. So I was going to say Joe, who I used to do a bit of YouTube with, who lives in Colorado, well, he gets what I would call temperature swings. Yeah, crazy. Okay, so we are, by the looks of it, back in business. We're going at 0.6 on the EQ6, which is fine. That all looks good. We're waiting for it's an HA sub that's coming in, so it's going to take a little while. We'll check out the luminance sub after that. Okay, just have a look at the embryo. That's really coming through now. That's the luminance. I'm going to look forward to stacking that and seeing exactly what we've got. I've seen some really nice images of the embryo nebula, so I really hope I can get something similar, because I've wanted to for a while actually, but every time I try, I either have a problem with the moon being up, which you know never helps, or I've had it, you know, it's been in the wrong part of the sky, or you know, or my imaging session has been ruined by something. So it would be nice to get a good night on it and get some real decent data to start it up. Yeah, Pleaides is looking good. I like that a lot. That is looking good. So that's the HA. Nice HFR of 2.06 with a mean of 3254. That's good. It's coming out well. It's that's looking nice actually. Good focus. All good. It's all settled down nicely, that has. As I say, sorry to ask again, but if you could click the like button for me, it does help promote the video to other people. Get it out there, get more people involved. The old weirdness of the YouTube world, where interaction counts. Got there. Just having a look back through some of the messages. Astrovino. Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry, Astrovino. Sea Star the Dwarf. Yeah, I've actually tried the Dwarf Lab too. I didn't at first. I really didn't like it. I just couldn't get on with it at all. And then I was on the Facebook page. This is quite funny actually. I was on the Facebook page and I saw some nice images and I thought, it's got to be me. It's got to be user error. And I think it was because, you know, obviously using all the complicated gear, you went to something that simple. I just, for some reason, just couldn't get on with it. And I just asked a question. I just sort of said, oh, anybody give me some tips on how to use it? And they, obviously with my name on the Astrobloke and having my channel, they all thought I was taking the mick out of them. And they basically thought I'd gone on the Facebook page to kind of troll them, saying, oh, how'd you get a decent image out of this, you know, like I don't know. And I was actually being honest, I was really struggling with it, but I was able to convince them that I wasn't joking and that I was just struggling with it, and a couple of people sort of helped me out. What I found with the dwarf was you set it up and then you do things, and if you're not careful, it reverts back to short subs. You're not getting like 30-second subs or whatever. You go back to like 10 seconds or 5 seconds, and that's what I was doing and wasn't noticing, and that's why I was getting really bad images. And in the end, I actually did get a couple of sort of half decent images with it, but I can see its place. Great for travelling if you just needed something to take an image and everything else, but at the moment it's still not for me really. I enjoyed using the Vaonis Vespera 2 that I was given. Just seemed a bit more, the app and everything just worked a bit better. It was a case of just plop it down and tell it what you want and it did it. Whereas I found with the Dwarf Lab it was a bit glitchy, wasn't working well. I do know they've updated the software since, and now they've brought out the Dwarf Lab 3, which seems to be better again. But I don't know. I like this. I like getting involved in it all. I like all the gear. I like all the problem solving. Yeah, I just enjoy it. I'm a geekhead, you know. I love it. So for me, the smart scopes kind of take some of that away, and that's not what I want. Yeah, it's easy, but I don't know. I think, as I said earlier, I think it's the challenge of this hobby, and you know, the problems that you can have and the work you have to do to get through them, that make you keep coming back for more. Because when you do well, and you get, I said do, should never say do. When you do well and get a good image, you feel a sense of achievement. I was just looking at that for a second. When I was looking at that, I thought, God, that star looks like an odd shape, and it's a double star. Look at that. You can see it. That'll look even better stacked. I tell you, I'm quite liking this. You can see there's some good cloud structure in there. I think it's going to be an interesting image, that IC134. It'd help if I didn't shrink the whole page. There we go. Put it back to how it was. Let's bring that back down here. Hang on a sec, I've got a message. What have I got? I've just been sent a picture of the Google Pixel phone, and it's a brilliant phone. It really is. It really does take a nice picture. Oh, I've got a video from Arnstein, a fine night in the Obsy. It's so nice to see someone's scope just tracking the sky with the Obsy open. Telfordo, cloud structure, got plenty here in Shropshire. Ah, that's a shame. So, yeah, we've been to, we've been up well, I don't know how far you are from Ludlow in Shropshire, but I've been there a couple of times for star parties with the cloud magnets. Yeah, really lovely. It's where I got my first decent image of the dark shark up there. Lovely skies, and it's quite elevated as well. The farm we go to, I think it's 284 meters above sea level, so it's pretty decent height, and lovely and dark. Good ball 3 at least, if not a little bit lower. So very good. $30 miles north of Ludlow. Cool. Is that better than Ludlow? So the dark shark I took then was on my 130 PDS. I was using a 2600 Pro, and I used LRGB basically, filters. That was it. No narrowband, just LRGB. I tried to image it from home. Back then I lived in Essex near Southend-on-Sea. Yeah, about 24 metres above sea level, and a Bortle 6 to 7, and the dark shark was nigh on impossible to get. Yeah, it's a really nice image, and I must admit I've taken it with mono, and I've taken it with one shot colour, and I actually think the one shot colour comes out better. Although the 6 stars you were speaking of, you can't see it. Well, I don't know. I mean, they call it the Seven Sisters. And it was just my friend said that Subaru was an amalgamation of 6 companies. And they took the name from Pleaides. They took the Pleaides stars, and that's on the Subaru badge on the car. And he said the reason why there was only 6, and there's only 6 stars on the badge of the Subaru, is because to the naked eye you can only see 6 stars. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would have thought you could see 7, but who knows? This was just a discussion I was having with someone. I should really go out there and have a look, but the problem is, when I have a look, I said to him, I look through binoculars and you can see a lot more anyway, you know. Wow, Bortle 6 to 7, all that light pollution. It's mad, isn't it? Thanks for the info. I'm East Yorkshire. Hi, Ian. I know Yorkshire's got a bit of rain and cloud at the moment because my friend Jeremy was on earlier and he said he's had rain. He had a little bit of clear sky, and then it rained. To capture it too. Thanks for the info. I mean, Yorkshire, Telford population, so yeah, Portal 7, 6, 7. It's such a shame. I think when you look at when you look at light pollution, a lot of it really is unnecessary. You know, there's a lot of lights out there that you just think, wow, you know, what's all that for? Where I lived in Southend-on-Sea, I had to the north of me, I had an airport. So if I ever tried to do a star trail or time lapse, it was a nightmare because there was just aeroplanes through it, literally all the time, flying through my images. And of course, the airport gave off a lot of light pollution. And to the south, I had a hospital, and that wasn't too bad. Excuse me a second, I'm just looking for my remote control. That wasn't too bad until they basically decided to revamp their car park and put in what I don't know, about 1 million LED lights. It was just crazy. I haven't seen anything like it. And then I had a neighbour move in who just thought, I think he thought his garden was Winter Wonderland or something. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, the guy just went mad. So, yeah. But luckily, it was very soon after that we moved. So I could just say bye and left it. And I came to this beautiful place with really dark skies. And I love it. Simon and Glenn, tell Daryl he needs to buy a scope again. Daryl, you need to buy a scope again. Oh, 175,000. Yeah, it's a lot of people, isn't it? I mean, the problem I had with the car park was it was a multi-storey car park, and the LEDs were like stacked up, so they were like, you know, it wasn't the light was everywhere. What I've known from a lot of people that have had LED put in is they are much more directed downwards, and I know that Luke from Lucamatico channel did. He's in a Portal 7. But he had all of his lights changed to LED, and he said it improved his skies. He had it actually lowered the light pollution. So hopefully, you should be okay. You should be okay. John, yes, I did try the dwarf in the equatorial mode. That was one of the tips I was given on the Facebook page. Can you buy me one, Glenn? No. I'm sure I've got one you can borrow, mate. Yeah, it was one of the tips I was given on the Facebook page for the Dwarf Lab once they realised I wasn't taking the mick out of them. So yeah, and it does work well because it gets rid of that rotation, which that's the only problem with the azimuth sort of AZ mounts, isn't it? That you get that rotation. So yeah, it got rid of that. One of the nice jobs that the Vaonis, the Vespera Vaonis does is it automatically accounts for the rotation, which was quite clever. And that was a really, really good, it had a few really good tools. It did mosaics as well. So it was really good. But it's a hell of a lot more expensive, so I suppose you get what you pay for. Yeah, it's a lot bright on the ground, but I think it stops that glow going up, which is what really that's what you're battling against with your filters. Now I know that I can't talk about a lot of filters because a lot of the filters that I used early on, that was really before the LEDs become big, but I know that Altair have worked hard with their filters to make sure that they're cutting out their LED light pollution. So they're working really hard. It's nice to have a company that are actually making filters in the UK. So Altair used to rebrand, I think it was Optolong filters, but they now make their own filters, test them and everything, and They've been doing a lot of work in them, and they're really good. So I had some 3nm, well, I've still got them actually. I've got some 3nm Antlia filters, SHO, and they have been brilliant filters until I got the Nexus coma corrector for my CT10, and it took it below f4, and as soon as I took it down to f3.6, the Antlia filters fell apart. Basically they were getting filter shift, and I was getting great big sort of starburst, like glows coming off, like halos coming off the sides of the stars. So that wasn't good, and I spoke to Altair, and they gave me their 3nm SHO filters, and they said they are only made down to f4, but give them a go. I gave them a go, and they work perfect. I've had no problems with them at all. So, you know, even though theirs are only down to f4, they work fine. Now I do know Antlia do a set of filters for faster scopes. They're a little bit more expensive, and that's obviously what you would need to get if you wanted to speed your scope up. So it was never an issue for me, because I was always never lower than f4, and now I am f3.6, and if you get anything like a RASA or something like that, you're definitely going to need specialist filters for the faster speeds. Well, I must say, everything is coming in really nicely. All the subs are looking good. I've got my lovely 294 Pro Starburst there, which my darks will get rid of. That's great. Yep, looks like I'm going to have a massive pile of data to play with tomorrow. Oh, actually, I can't do it tomorrow. I've got to do some painting. I've always got something to do. Nice. The 6200 is a very nice camera indeed. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. I mean, really nice camera. Takes lovely pictures, but price tag. Big price tag. Are you going for the mono or the colour? Mono, yeah. I think if I was going for a camera of that sort of level, I would go mono too, definitely. As I say, the full frame sensors are amazing. The 24 CFX is quite something. It's got massive pixel size, but they only do it in colour. They don't do it in mono, and that's what's on that Pleaides at the moment. It's just one shot colour. But yeah, 6200, very nice. Hey Titch, how are you, mate? Oh, nice to see you. Have you got that observatory working yet? I've got to find my remote, hang on. Nugsy's still there, hiding in the background. Yeah, I know that, Daryl. That 64 CFX. I don't know what that was about. As you can see, this is 60-second subs with the 24 CFX, and let me just if I can pick the right rig. You know, there's nothing wrong with this at all. There's no banding. Not like you, I know you had the banding with the 61, but this is absolutely fine. No problem at all. Look at that, CEM26 guiding at 0.23. You cannot beat that. That is lovely. But yeah, the Pleaides, they're looking great. 60-second subs, so it's not even long subs, so you know, if you're going to get a problem with your image, it can be with shorter subs, but no problem at all. No problem at all. But mate, sadly, not as I've got too much going on right now. Gutted that it's clear tonight, but my head ain't in it. Yeah, well, if it's not in it, mate, yeah, I understand. I know you got some things going on, buddy, and I hope it all works out well for you and you're going to be okay. Please let us know how you get on. And hopefully you can get it behind you and get back out in that observatory. Get them scopes working. I yawned. I'm tired. It's because I bought a new pillow. I want to try it out. Yeah, I wish you all the best, mate. Thinking of you. Right, I'm going to go and have a quick look at my Sigma Art lens and see what that's doing, because that's on Orion at the moment on the Nomad tracker. So I'm just going to make sure that that is still working as it should and taking images. I can't check in on that one. I don't think. I might be able to. I don't know if I can connect to that one or not. Let's have a look. There we go. No, it's called Astro Laptop, but it's not connected to the main. I didn't think it was connected. I think it's connected to the Wi-Fi on the rig, which as it isn't a Wi-Fi. It's just so I can connect to it through a remote desktop. No, I'm going to have to physically go and have a look. I shall be straight back. Do you know what? That is about as clear as it can get out there. It is absolutely gorgeous. If you look at my observatory, you can see the sky up there. It's just so clear. It's lovely. It's one of those nights where the sky is really clear, really still. They're not twinkling or anything, so the scene's really good. You can almost reach out and touch them. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it when the night's like that. Okay. Guiding's good there, there and there. VX6 at 0.6. That's alright as well. Even though it don't look that good. It's not as flat as the others. God, the Chem 26 is crazy guiding. Look at that. It's flat as a pancake, that, with a few little corrections. He's mad. Absolutely mad. 0.23. That's been at 0.2 all night, that has. Pretty much. 0.2 all night, apart from what it did its flip. Right, that's not working. We can shut that one down. God, I'm looking tired. Wow. Okay. Okay, a few little bits of housekeeping. Okay, that's good. So the seven sister are all in your image. Yep, they're all there. Well, easily all there because it's quite a wide field shot, Bob. It's just that one that's I've just zoomed it in so it can all get a better look at it while it's imaging. But it's actually field of view is that. So what I should get is some nice dark dust when I stack this around the outside, which will be lovely, and go from there. That, I think, soon will start to disappear behind the observatory. I've got to look at the framing tab on it actually, because it is getting lower. Ooh, fancy. He's named them all. I've never seen the 7 names actually. Well done. Nice bit of info that. Right, here's the framing tab. Let's have a look. We've got... Oh, we're higher at the highest point, and it's going to come back. But when we get to about here, it's going to disappear behind the observatory or trees. So about 3 in the morning, that is going to be finished. I'm trying to think, actually. I've got, what, 6 hours on it now. That is crazy. I only had an hour and a half on it, so I've really pushed the data on that now. That's gonna look good. When I stack this, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out. Actually, I think it's going to be quite impressive. Oh my god, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. Oh man, falling asleep. I'll end up dribbling. You'll all be talking about me. You go, look at him, look, he can't stay awake. I'm really pleased with that Pleaides, actually. I know my friend's going to absolutely love it when I've finished with it. And I show him. He'll be over the moon with this. And this is one of the only objects that I think just doesn't work with a Newtonian. I'm shooting that with the Altair 70 EDQ titch. It's 350mm f5. It's on the Chem 26 out in the garden, and I've got the full frame 24 CFX one-shot colour camera on it. No filters, just the built-in UV IR cut. 60-second subs. Ian, thank you for your live stream, mate. Going to go head down, work in the morning. Thank you ever so much for coming in and chatting. It's really nice to chat with you. Thank you ever so much. Good night, and good luck with work tomorrow. Yeah, Titch, it's come out really well, actually. I took an hour and a half of it the other night while I was waiting for Orion to get high enough to get imaging, and then I jumped onto Orion. And when I stacked the data, the dark dust was starting to show in the background, and I thought, that's only after an hour and a half, so I thought, I'm going to go back on this. Reframed it the same, and yeah, I've got, well, over 6 hours now, so that'd be 7.5 in total. So yeah, I reckon I've got a couple more hours before it disappears, so I'm going to let it run and get as much as I can. And I'm really excited to see what the image comes out like. So yeah, I've never really pushed an image on Pleaides before, and as I was saying earlier, because I use Newtonians a lot, my favourite scopes, but when you take an image of Pleaides with Newtonian, you get diffraction spikes on literally every star, and it's too much. So like where you take the image over here on the Embryo Nebula, and I've just zoomed this up a bit more, you've got like diffraction spikes on the brightest stars only, the big brightest stars. All the others, you don't quite get them because they're not bright enough to cause the diffraction. So you just get these odd accent stars, and they look really nice, you know, where you've got that, the odd one. I like that. But on Pleaides, oh my god, they're just everywhere. There's just lines going in every direction. So I don't like to take Pleaides, and I think that's why I've never really done a long project, because I've always got my Newtonians on. but because I've got the EDQ, I thought, yeah, let's give it a go, and it's coming out really well, really, really well. Yeah, I was going to say, crikey, 10-inch Newt, and then what it is, it was a bit up close. Yeah, yeah, it does get a bit close. I think this is definitely one of those images. The best images I've seen of it have always been when it's slightly in a bit of a wide field and you've got the dark dust around it, a bit like you get with the Iris Nebula. But this can look even better. It almost looks like it's sitting on top. I know. I've got a picture in my head of how I want to do it. I'll see if I can get it to get there, and keep an eye open. I'll share it on Altair Astro's site and Cloud Magnet, and it'll be on my site obviously as well on my page. But yeah, I will share it. So hopefully, I'll get that. I've got quite a lot of data. Looks like I'm going to be sitting around editing quite a bit. I'm not even going to be able to do it tomorrow. I've got a load of other stuff to do. Nightmare. Can't complain though, I've got a clear night. So the subs are coming out quite nice now on the EQ6. We had a bit where it was a bit bright. I'm not sure. It was almost like it was picking up some light from somewhere. There isn't any light around. I don't know what that was picking up on. I'm wondering whether it's one of my security cameras putting a glow in it, but it's definitely not doing that now. It's a nice flat black screen. So, if I go back, that is definitely picking up something from another camera. I think picking it up from one of the security cameras. I'm definitely going to move them. Then that's not good where they are. Cheated. They are the ones that form the umbrella canopy plus the bright one just under the canopy and the bright one on the centre of the complex. Well, it's not cheating. You still named them. It's good. I like it. I'm not sure what the 7 ones are, what they call the 7 sisters. The night sky map on my iPhone. No, I use. Let's have a look. Oh, Titch, you sent me a picture. Oh yeah, it was a bit close. Yeah, and as you can see, there's diffraction spikes on every single star, and it just looks a bit too much, a bit too busy. Yeah, but you know, it's still a good image, mate. You collimated that one well. You got some lovely star shapes on that. Nice, like that. Right, what was I looking at? Ever had the night sky map? No, I use. What do I use? It's called Sky Guide. It's that one there. And then you're not. I doubt you're going to be able to see it, but when you move it around, it points at the sky and shows all the bits at what you're looking at, and it's quite good. I like it. There's the Milky Way. Look, it's underneath us. That's no good, is it? We want it above us. But yeah, I look at that. That can help me point things out sometimes. Not too bad at all. But I totally agree, Titch, yeah, when you get the darker dust areas, it can look really nice, and that's what prompted me to give this a bit of integration time. I'm really, I'm actually quite excited to see what comes out. I think it's going to come out really well. Oh, these subs are much better now. Ooh, yes. It's going to look lovely. Ping. I actually think I'm getting to grips with OBS. It took me a while. It's like all these programs, none of them are that easy, are they? It's like going back to school. I love this line of stars here. I like that. Oh, I do too. I like the spikes. Don't get me wrong. I just think when you go to Pleaides, it gets a bit heavy on the spikes, if you know what I mean. Just personal, isn't it? But I'm a fan of diffraction spikes. I've got to be, I love newts. So you can't love a newt and not like diffraction spikes. You're in trouble. Looking back, I took that in 2016. Man, I'm getting old. Aren't we all? Time waits for no man. No, I'll tell you, mate, it's, yeah. Yeah, where does it all go? And then, I look at my son who's 18 now and I'm watching him growing up and doing things and I just think, crikey, I remember when you were like 5, Oh, just don't know where it all goes. So quick, so quick. Apparently, I'm being told that the stream status is poor. So you'll all have to let me know. Is it poor? I mean, is the picture quality okay? Is everything alright? Because what I've done is I've actually changed it to a higher resolution than what it normally would let me do it at. They've obviously got the umps. I'm doing it at a higher resolution. It says error. You need to change the resolution. The current resolution is not supported for this configuration. However, I'm streaming, so it must be okay. Fine. I thought so. They'll come out with some rubbish, don't they? Must be done with me using all the resources. Tough. I'm using them. Oh well. Now there looks like someone. We got Astrobiker. Not a motorbike, push bike. Do you have a rig that you carry on your bike and you get around on? I'm having a look. Wow, that's a cool picture actually, Titch. It's a bit like light painting, isn't it? I like that a lot. What did you do that with? Was it with a A sparkler. Just a roadie. Cool. I don't know what it's doing. YouTube does my nutting. You try and push the buttons and then it takes you away from what you're doing and you can't get back to what you was at. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Why can't they just run it? I've got to close that page and open a new page. It's just madness. It's just madness. I'm not on it anymore. Why am I not on it anymore? That's the stream that turned off. I've lost my live stream. That's not it either. Okay, I'll find it in a minute. There it is. Oh God. It's alright, peeps. I'm still here. I've lost myself. I was watching myself. Well, I was keeping an eye on the live stream, and for some reason YouTube have decided to say that it wasn't working, even though it's been working for a few hours now, and has basically got here. I'm back on now. That's it. What a load of rubbish. I bloody hate YouTube. Well, that's right, it's a strong word, but it annoys me. It was with wire wool lit inside an egg whisk and then swung around on some string. Oh wow. 12 racing now, so taking up astrophotography, now flat broke. Yeah, unfortunately the astrophotography rabbit hole is deep and expensive, but fun, keeps me busy. It's an excellent picture, Titch. I like things like that. I tried a bit of light painting before. It's good fun. I enjoyed it. Yes, it is great when it goes well. It's going very well at the moment. I've got 4 rigs, all imaging, 4 different targets. It's all going really well. I'll show you. I can show you one of the other rigs, which you got one on the right there, which is outside. That's on Pleaides. Got one on the left, which is on the embryo Nebula. There's a bit more detail on a luminant shot. So there's that one, and then the one you can't see is my VX6, which is on a star forming region in Perseus called IC348. Very romantically named. But earlier on it wasn't going so well. My EQ6 was refusing to guide, and I had a few problems with that. Yeah. Took a little bit of fettling to get everything settling down and imaging well, but that's part of the hobby. That's part of the hobby. 20-inch Dob. Trying to do the Batman logo. Brilliant. Wouldn't that be cool if that had worked? That had been really cool. It'd been even better if Batman had turned up as well. It'd have been really funny. Hi Stan. It's not snowing tonight. Which is good news. Yep. We've got a proper clear night this time. It's better actually. It's a much better night than the other night. The seeing's better, and everything's going really well. We got 4 rigs up, 4 targets. I must be mad. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to go to bed in a bit. I've been at this for quite a few hours, so yeah, I'm going to have to call it a night soon. Oh yeah. You sent me a drawing, Bob. I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, I know there is things. I've got on Wednesday, Stan, I'm going to Altair Astro, and I'm actually going to get myself a Lunatico Cloud Watcher. It was something that I've been meaning to get for some time. Put it off. You know, we're looking at sort of, I suppose, with all the bits, 300 to 400 quid. It's not cheap, but it's insurance policy. And when you look at the amount of equipment you got and the cost of it all, it's not a lot really in comparison. So I'm definitely getting that and incorporating it in as a safety monitor within Nina, so that if I ever do get an unexpected cloud with some snow in it, rather than my roof staying open and everything snowing on top of my gear, the roof will close and I won't have to worry about it. Oh, titch, yeah. I mean, exactly. It's great when you got things like that, star parties, and you get good groups of people there and you have a laugh. And that would be great if they start them again. Why not? You have to let me know. I'll definitely come along. Ah, right. So if your scope goes off, starts drifting off, and it knows there's a problem, if it's cloudy, it'll then what? Go into a routine to shut down and close it all up. So if it can't centre the object, it will close it up. I see, that's, yeah. And goes to your end sequence. Yep, that's great. That makes really good sense, yeah. I mean, that's obviously the cheaper option. But I have decided to go with the Cloud Watcher, and the reason why is if it clouds, what it does is it will part your scope, shut the roof, and it will hold it in that state and wait for it to be safe again. So if they've got a bit of cloud coming by and then it clears again, what it will do is it will then start the routine, carry the routine on. You'll reopen the roof, get the scope up and carry on. And then it will keep doing that if it's cloudy. And you can build in that you need it to be clear for a certain amount of time before it starts again, so it's not just opening and closing all night long. But the good thing of that is that, like you say, if you get an hour that you lose because of cloud, you don't lose the whole night, you lose that hour. So I fancy doing that. So that's what I'm going to look to do. If I've got to wait for the Cloud Watcher or I have problems setting it up, I'll definitely have a look at that though, because that looks like a a really good idea actually. It's a good safety net. Is that something you use yourself, or do you have a cloud watcher, or do you just not worry about it? I'll have to have a look at also the safe and unsafe, because that's what you use with the cloud watcher. Center after drift. That's the thing you're talking about. A trigger to initiate recentering after plate solving determines a telescope has drifted too far from the target coordinates. Definitely going to look into that. I've got these new power-ups that come in. These all work with the ground station and the weather apps. I'm going to have to sit down and have a good old read and make sure I get everything working well. Don't need that one actually. Definitely don't need the Pleaides device open because I haven't got a Pleaides device. Yeah, I'll definitely look into all of that. Yeah, in the power-ups, yeah, I downloaded all of that because you use them to use the holding pattern for when it's unsafe, which you can do via a cloud watcher. So, good night, Titch. Take care, mate. Fingers crossed for you, mate. Please let us know how you get on, and speak to you soon. Right, okay. Gentlemen, I'm too gonna retire. I've got a few things to sort out. I've got to make sure the dogs have a wee before they go to bed and everything, and sort of have a few bits out, and I'm going to try and get some shut-eye, but I will leave the feed running so you can keep an eye on the imaging going on, and hopefully, Stan, you won't need to panic when you see some clouds roll over and the snow start falling inside my observatory. It isn't due to happen at all. In fact, it's a lot clearer than it was the other time, so we should be good. But thank you all ever so much for coming in and chatting. It's been really nice, been really enjoyable. And I've almost got the data together for the other streams I did, which I'm going to share that data so that if you want to, you can grab that data and have a go at editing it yourselves. I'm actually going to do a very short video showing the images that I've edited, what I've done, and sharing the data so you can have a go too. And when I get a chance, I will stack all of this data and we can do the same again. You know, I'll quite happily share it. So if any of you are completely clouded out with no chance of any clear skies, I might be able to provide you with some entertainment with some streams and some data to play with. But yep, you're all very welcome, and thank you very much for supporting the channel. It's really appreciated. So I shall leave this running for you and catch up with you all soon. Good night.